The Injen Evolution cold air intake is a great fit for the C7 Corvette owner who's looking for more sound and performance in an easy to install and maintain setup. This intake will improve the driving experience of your Corvette without the need for a tune, and it comes in at a really great price too. Just a quick note on fitment before we dive in. This is going to fit 2014 to 2019 C7 Corvettes, excluding Z06 and ZR1 models. If you've shopped for intakes any time before now, chances are you've heard the name Injen. They've been in the game for over 30 years, making some of the best intakes you can get. And the Evolution intake that we have here has a number of features that make it unique and a great addition to your C7. First and foremost, this is a closed box intake. Now, it may look a little weird because it's actually two pieces, but this is a closed box intake. It's going to integrate with your factory intake scoop, so this will pull cool air from outside of the car through the passenger side fender well. This will keep things pretty well sealed off, so it's not drawing in hot engine bay air that's bad for combustion. Cooler air is more dense, and more dense air means that your car can make more power and respond better. The closed box is larger than your factory air box as well, allowing for a larger volume of air to hit the air filter. Now, this kit includes Injen's Super Nano Web Dry Air Filter. Dry filters are a great choice because they're just easy. You can clean these with a little bit of compressed air to help extend their life, and they allow for lots of airflow. The Super Nano Web features a unique multi-layer media with a nano membrane over the outer layer. So this has nice deep pleats to help trap dirt and debris, and the additional surface area versus your stock filter means that you're going to have more airflow into the engine. And again, since this is a dry design, there's no oil to worry about either. You can just wash this out and you're ready to roll again. The filter is going to then feed this large diameter intake tube with a big old resonance chamber on the back. So it's going to give you a nice aggressive growl under acceleration, and that is always my favorite part of installing any cold air intake. This tube is nice and smooth on the inside, so unlike your stock one, all that extra air will continue to flow smoothly into the engine itself with no interruptions. Now, all this adds up to lower intake temperatures and better airflow than stock, so you will feel a difference in responsiveness and power. Now, as I say with any cold air intake, don't go expecting huge gains, but it is something you can feel. You also do not need a tune to make this work properly. You can just bolt it on and enjoy. The intake tube and the airbox are made from roto-molded polyethylene, which is widely used in vehicles because it's lightweight, it's strong, and it's heat resistant. The Super Nano Web filter has that multi-layer dry cotton media with progressive filtering that we were just talking about, and again, a nano membrane over top for additional filtering capacity. So this is definitely a high quality setup. Plus, it comes with all the clamps and bits that you need to get this installed on your car, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. Pricing comes in at about $500, and that does put it on the more affordable side of the spectrum when it comes to intakes for the C7. It's a really high quality setup for a great price, and definitely makes it worth picking up. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you around 1 hour to complete. It is a bolt-on setup that does not require you to make any permanent modifications to your car. You just got to swap over your mass airflow sensor and your PCV lines. And since it doesn't require a tune, you can bolt this on quickly and go out and enjoy. We're going to walk you through the install process step by step right now, so for that, let's head on over to the shop.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, 2.5mm and 7/32 inch Allen wrenches, a couple different size Phillips head screwdrivers, vice grips, an extension, and 7, 8, and 10mm sockets. What's up, guys? Today we're installing an intake on our Corvette. First, we're going to watch a quick uninstall video showing you how to remove your factory intake, and I'll meet you back here for the install.
All right, now we need to start by taking out our air dam for our radiator. So we have two 4.7mm bolts, two on either side, one here and one here. So we'll grab our ratchet, extension, and 7mm socket, take those two out. All right, once you have these two out of this side, you gotta do the same thing on the other side. Now we can just pull our scoop out of place and set it aside. All right, now we're gonna disconnect our vent line here. Now it's just a simple push and then lift up. You'll see on the side here, just push that part in. And then we're gonna disconnect our mass airflow sensor also. Pull back on our red locking tab and push down and pull back. Now we're gonna loosen our clamp on our throttle body and the air box up here. So there's a clamp here and a clamp here. Use our ratchet and 8mm socket and loosen those up. Those loosen up, we should be able to take our elbow off. Now we're gonna get our air box out of the way. We have two 10mm bolts, one here and one here. Grab our ratchet, extension, and 10mm socket. Take those two out. With those two out, our airbox should come out. Just feed it around your line here.
So now with our factory airbox removed, we're gonna have to transfer over a couple things. First, we've got our MAF sensor. We've got 2 Phillips head screws holding it in. And then we also need to pop out our 2 grommets on this side and the one on the other side to transfer over as well. So now grab a Phillips head screwdriver and remove those 2 screws. And then you can slide your sensor out. And we're gonna slide it into the new one in that same orientation. And now we have 2 Allen bolts included in our kit. So grab a 2.5mm Allen wrench to thread those in. And once you have both bolts in, we can fully tighten them down. Next, we're going to be transferring over our grommets. So I'm going to take a Phillips head screwdriver just to push that sleeve out of the grommet. And then just slide your grommet out of place. Bring it over to your new box, pop it in, and then slide your grommet. And then once you got that popped into place, take that sleeve, press it down, and then we just have one more grommet to pop out here. And just press that down into that hole. So now we can take the first half of our airbox and slide that into place. Get it around these coolant lines. And then we're going to press that grommet onto that stud down here. Now we can take our factory bolts and reinstall them here and here. And then grab your ratchet, 10mm socket, and tighten that down. I'm going to use an extension on the one by this hood strut here. And I'm just going to use my socket on the back one here. So I have the alternator pulley in the way. Now you can grab the other half of your intake box and your filter. Slide your filter onto the box. And then once you have your filter in place, grab your 8mm socket and tighten down that clamp. And then we can slide this into place. And now we have a screw on each corner to put in to bolt our 2 halves of our airbox together. Now we have these washers with this rubber on the bottom here that are gonna go on the bolts. And then you can just line these up and thread them into place. And then go back and fully tighten all those down. And while we're here, we can plug in that mass airflow sensor. Press that down and then press that red locking tab down to lock it into place. And now we can get our intake pipe ready to be installed. I'm gonna start with our couplers. We've got this reducer coupler. Smaller side's gonna go to the throttle body here. So grab that corresponding clamp, slide that on, and then tighten it down. Make sure it's on there nice and tight. And then the straight one is gonna go down here. And then slide that onto your intake box. And then this other clamp's gonna go here. And the other one on the throttle body as well. And then you can slide in your intake pipe. So now we're gonna go back and tighten down all of our clamps here. So take that 8mm socket to do that. And just give that a good tug, make sure it's not going anywhere. And then we can move over to our crankcase line. So now if your Corvette has 2 lines here, then you're gonna use both fittings. Ours only has the 1. So I'm gonna be connecting this to the bottom fitting here. So just press it on until it clicks. Give it a tug, make sure it's not going anywhere. If you have the second one, it's gonna go to this top one. We don't have that, so we're gonna have to remove this and replace it with this bolt. So we don't really have anything to grip onto here, so I'm just gonna grab some vice grips to spin this out. There's some Loctite in there, so if it doesn't break free right away, don't worry about it, you're not gonna break it. It just has Loctite holding it in. So now grab a pair of vice grips and just turn this. And then just give it a blow to make sure none of that Loctite goes back into your intake. And then we can take the included Allen bolt, thread that back in, and take a 7/32 Allen wrench to tighten it down. And now we can reinstall our air dam. Slide that down into place. We've got 2 bolts in the middle, 1 on each side. Just grab a 7mm socket and thread those in. Be careful with these ones on the side. And then once you have all those threading, throw that 7mm socket on a ratchet, tighten down these 2 and do the same thing on the other side. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Injen Evolution cold air intake with dry filter for your 2014 to 19 Corvette C7, excluding Z06 and ZR1. Thank you for watching, and for all things Corvette, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.